Good evening everybody, welcome to Inside Line Racing and to ILR2 PS4 season opener here in Australia. I'm your commentator Owen White, and in the commentary box is self-proclaimed Felipe Massa of ILR, it's Soup.
I'm back, what a surprise, emotional goodbye, here we are again. We are alive this time, by the way.
Yes.
We definitely didn't have a crash
Oh
that
no,
last time.
no. Who do you think we are?
We've had a flurry of laps in the meantime while things have been going on. It's CSR Abby, I'm going to call him Abby because I cannot pronounce that name, followed by ILR Shadow and Shimasi and Tau. This is a really stacked grid, if you didn't realise. This is ILR 1.5 in our head. ZR Mercedes, ILR 1 driver last season, now in ILR 2, 119.8. That is very quick.
Yes, expect to see a lot of that today.
Yeah.
They've been sweating a lot.
A lot. It's a brand new game, and we've also been trying to get used to the graphics and getting used to the spectator mode and the different options we can have there, including how long drivers have been on the same tyre, which is really useful. And you can see on your screen there's a couple of drivers doing alternate things there. I just know VSR Josh has had his lap on the softs, which is a really interesting thing. If he can start inside the top 10 with the soft tyre, he's going to definitely play a part. And I can just see CSR Avi has done his lap on the supers. So to be second fastest on those tyres is impressive, but he's still a long way off ZR Mercedes. And yeah, we have 19 drivers, not quite the full grid because the only driver missing is Paga, who's back in ILR2 this season.
Yes, and that's kind of unfortunate. I was interested to see how he was looking because I think he was trying no assists this season. So yeah, he was originally going to do ILR3, but we were having none of that, so he got shifted up, and we have to wait a week to see what he's going to do. Meanwhile, I'm watching ILR3 champion had to move up to 2 this season, watching Goody on a lap. He's one of only a few actually on a lap right now, and yeah, in his first India. Where's he going to put himself among these new drivers in ILR 1.5?
As we're going to refer to it from now on, because it just is. Then into the last few corners then, keeping it as he wants to keep his foot on the accelerator, half throttling through that last corner to get the good run down towards the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 120.595. It goes 5th fastest, and it is super close between 2nd and 6th, as you can see. They're all within the same 10th almost.
Yes. We've been seeing that a lot this week. The gaps have been crazy close. Jack's done a really decent job of putting all the tiers together. Because anyone who watched ILR3, there was a second between 1st and 16th. Like, these drivers are close. And yeah, expect to see that a lot this season.
And of course, one of the good improvements for qualifying as well is we've got a little bit more time to work with. We've got 18 minutes of qualifying rather than the 12 we had previously, which is really super helpful for drivers to get an extra run in or two, and it also gives us more time to set up a damn stream.
Yes.
Because if you didn't know, that takes a hell of a long time.
Yes, and it means if we have an issue with making a stream, like we totally didn't earlier, then it isn't a total disaster. So, yeah, that's good.
I'm going to right on board with Corey, who's about to go on to a lap right now. The ILR 1 Championship contender in Season 1, and teammates with Paga last season in the Williams. And here he is in the Ferrari. He's teammates with Scott this season, and he tried to go for a quality lap earlier and binned it in turn number 1. He's managed to get through there nice and cleanly into turn 3 now. Run it out wide to the curb, into turn 4 now, and keeping it tight to the curb, over the curbs, mind the sausage curbs, and there's Jake on the inside. Into turn 5 now, and at the end of the Sector 1, this is Sector 1 split right here, onto the brakes, down to 4th gear, cut the curb, don't run too wide or you will get your lap invalidated. Into turn 6 then, and into turn 7. It's not turn 7, I know that, because the next two are 11 and 12. But I always remember 11 and 12. Which is, for some reason, drivers are finding it extremely difficult on this game to keep the rear end stable. Let's watch Corey as he goes through 11 and 12.
All good so far.
A bit wide. Wisely's gone fastest.
He just keeps impressing, doesn't he?
Yeah. The one-time race winner in ILR2 last season as a reserve. He won the Brazilian Grand Prix, if you remember, because Corey picked up a penalty. And
Yes.
we always remember that race for Paga with the puncture on the last lap of the final corner, losing the championship in the meantime. Onto the power, a bit wide there from Corey. And here we go to the line then. DRS open, ERS at full deployment. And across the line comes Corey, and he goes fastest, 119.67. That's a great lap from Corey, and we definitely think he's going to be a contender for the championship again this season.
Yeah, while that was going on, Button also went P3 up there, so yeah, he's only a 10th off as well. This is pretty close at the top. Still potential for maybe 2 more runs from these guys. So,
Yes.
yeah, this is going to be close.
Right, we have a few drivers who haven't set laps yet, about to start. We have Banana's time down there. We have Scott, who's not coming out, and he's kind of he does this a lot. He likes to start at the back on the hardest compound, just come straight to the field. So don't be surprised if he doesn't actually come out and set a lap.
Yeah, he's already said he was wants to do a no stop. So yeah, at some point.
You remember Silverstone?
What a race that was for him. Somehow he didn't blow the tires or anything. They were able to go the full race distance. He just, yeah, didn't fancy pitting. Slow car
Looking
there.
at Shimasi in the McLaren in 10th place. Okay, of course, Shimasi and Tao were ILR1 drivers last season. And you can see how competitive the field is now. Because look how far they are down the field.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, bit of lag there from on my end. Here we go through the final corner. Here comes Shimasi then. A little bit wide and out to the wall there. Won't have helped him on his run. Here he goes to the line. It's
saved Erds on that lap a little bit more than he probably could have done. I think there's still more pace. Zena Mercedes is on a lap, I think, as well. He's currently P4. And, yeah, looking to improve that. One other thing to notice, I think I've been saying there, just on Zena Mercedes, some people have been having DRS failures during their qualifying. And I wasn't entirely sure he had his open there. But Zena Mercedes into the pits now. But now, throughout all the tiers, we've been seeing DRS issues. Which is a bit stupid. But, yeah.
interesting.
It's the way they've made the game this year. Some people wouldn't agree with it. I certainly don't agree with it. But, oh, I saw someone going off to Narnia there. I think that might have been... Who was that? Don't know who it was. But...
Look at the last sector. Bulletproof, also an ILR1 driver last season. Let's see where he can put his hat. On the ultra soft tires, DRS open down the main straight. Then where is he going to put this car? He's going to put it into 4th on a 119.87. That's a decent lap. And just for your knowledge, Scott is out on the track in the Ferrari.
Yes.
And he's just going to go for a late lunge at the times. Let's see. Who else?
Let's see. Who is on a lap? This is where it gets a little difficult. It's quite hard this year to find people on laps. I don't know why. It just seems a little harder, but we'll do our best. Tao's on a lap. Tim Veg Gaming's on a lap as well. He's towards the end of it now. He only got 2 more corners to navigate. He's got his teammate just ahead of him now. Might be a little bit of an obstacle, or could even provide some extra slipstream down the main straight. We'll see. Coming to the line now. Yes. He'll be hopefully trying to get in the top 10. And he goes for 13th. He's only 2 tenths off though the top 10. This is very like ILR3. As I said, the gaps, look how close they are.
Yeah, definitely. Everything's still super close. And the only driver to have done a lap on the super softs actually is VSR Josh, and he is inside the top 10 with an identical time to Maledictus, in case you didn't notice.
Yeah, that is
120.559.
Yeah, it says there's a 1,000th of a difference on my screen, but yeah.
No,
still.
I've got identical. We're going to take it as identical. It sounds better. He has come back out on the ultra soft tires now, actually. So he's going to try and improve his lap. Running on board with Scott. Let's see where he can put his car relative to his teammate, who is currently on provisional pole position. And Scott, of course, if you remember, back last year won this race, surprisingly.
Yes.
Versus Paga. He drove for the the Renault team last year. And beat Paga in a straight fight, and it came down to the last lap. And he made the move on the final lap, which was really, really cool to watch. And into 11 and 12 now. A little bit wide over the curb. Lucky to hold on to it, because it's very easy to die there, as we've all found out.
I totally haven't died there yet in a race. Ugh. Thursday was a bad day.
Alright, well, into the final sector then. See, he needs the run out of this last corner to just help his run up the back straight. It was decent, Let's see, DRS Open. Is it going to be within the top 10 for Scott? It is not. It is 16th fastest. And he's a full 2 seconds off of his
Yeah.
teammate. So let's see if he can improve on that. Let's hope he can. And let's see. TR Button is also on a lap. We have the first retirement. That's just for... He's done with his times, it looks like. So I think Button's actually... He was on a lap, he's backed out of it.
Yeah.
He's getting himself psyched up for another lap here.
I think Banana Time and... Well, Banana Time might be the only guy on a lap right now, actually. Just trying to look through the ladder of names, and I think Banana's Time, Banana's Time, whatever I want to call him. I think I might have just called it Banana Man by accident. But anyway.
Yeah, he's the only driver not to set a lap, and he is, of course, Mexican. He's sporting the Mexican flag on his helmet, as far as I can see there. And let's see what he can do. I think he's the only driver not to set a representative lap time, so he comes to the line. And it's not looking that great, actually. If we come to the line, he's not going to go any quicker. He does 22.4, but he's still a full... nearly half a second off of George, who's in the 121s. So let's hope he can improve on that.
George has got pace as well. He abandoned his lap, but he was at least a second up through the middle sector on his last attempt before he abandoned. So he's gonna be quite behind, actually, at the end of the session plan this time. He needs to get a proper lap in soon.
We have a very slow-moving Renault in the last sector. I think Maladikis may or may not have run out of fuel. He's coasting around in 8th gear, trying to get the car back to the pit lane, as you can see, and he has managed to do so. So he will get another chance at a lap there. Then we have CSR on a lap, I think is what you were saying.
Yeah, CSR Abbey on a lap. I think he might be the only one right now. Early pace setter, and hoping to get back up there, top 5. Let's see what he can do. Unfortunately, we're not getting any space, and there's Banana's Time. I just saw him crashing out ahead. So he's starting last, and that is a pretty battered Mercedes. Not too different to how Bottas has looked after his qualifying crash at Australia as well. Different parts of the track, obviously, but very similar damage.
Well, Banana Times becomes the first victim of 11 and 12.
Yes.
In ILR2. Just see CSR Abbey touching the grass a little bit there. Here we go, he runs the line. Where's he going to go? He's going to go into 3rd, so that's a decent lap from CSR, and he's happy with that. He's retired already. Just 100th shy of Wiselig and Corey.
Oh, Corey.
Up for another lap.
Yeah, that's
right
right
on board, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right on board with Corey, then. This should be his last qualifying lap. Only 2 minutes to go in the session. He's going to put his ERS right up to the max, and let's see how he can get on.
He's got he's got a Haas on the inside. That's not going to bother him. Into 1 and 2, quick succession. First DRS section right here, down to turn 3. It looks like a slow corner, but it's really not. You just roll the car nicely through, keeping it shallow, touching the grass a little bit on the inside, but gets it turned in nicely onto the sausage curbs.
He's struggling a lot there. Back end went as well. He's okay for the first sector. He can get it back up if he gets a little bit of slipstream here and there, but it's probably not going to be a faster lap right now.
Well, he's gone wide there. Yeah, into turn 10.
He's abandoned. He's going to go again. He'll go again later. Bulletproof is coming to do his lap as well. Zena Mercedes on one too. Chelsea is near the end of a lap though.
Yeah, we've got a lot of drivers in the last sector cycling themselves up for laps. So this is going to be an interesting one. Just saw Jake going on to a lap there in the McLaren. Just behind him is Tao also on a lap in the Alfa Romeo.
Shimasi's on
Mercedes has backed out of it. He's retired. He hasn't been able to improve.
Oh, Shimasi's going to catch all this traffic. He's on a proper lap as well. He's going to need to be careful he doesn't hit anyone. He's got Corey ahead, so he'll pull away now and come into the line. Shimasi, all the way down in 15th, wants to improve that. And only goes P10. Wow.
Right, well, we just saw Corey come across the line to begin his lap. Can he improve it? We've also got Wiselig in P2 about to start his lap as well in the Toro Rosso Honda. Let's see what he can do. He only needs... It's a very small margin. It's about a couple of hundredths between them. It's about 700th of a second, not even a tenth, was separating them at the top of the table.
Yeah.
Now let's see as we run down into the end of Sector 1. A little bit of oversteer for Corey there, through there. 3 minutes on the clock as the checkered flag falls. 2 drivers across the line. Tim Veg in 15th, Scott in 16th. His teammate Corey is on provisional pole. Tao couldn't improve.
Yes.
Down to 11 and 12. How is he going to navigate this? He's got to be careful not to lose the back end.
Jordan's finishing his lap now as well.
Yeah, Jordan down in 14th.
P7.
Shimasi, right, Jake goes 7th. Shimasi was displaced.
Oh,
into
Maladicitis
11th.
spinning off as well.
Into the wall at 11 and 12. Alright, Corey coming to the end of the lap, by the way, in the Ferrari. Number 40 on the car. What can he do? A little bit of oversteer through there. He catches it. The back end, he's struggling with it in that Ferrari. He comes to the line. Can he go even quicker than he has done? That's a no. He can't improve. Meanwhile, Weislig in the Toro Rosso. What can he do through the final corner? Can he put himself on his first pole position? He loses the back end through the final corner. He's the only driver who can potentially challenge. He comes across the line. He can't do it. It's Corey on pole here in Australia for season 4. That is another pole position to add to his tally, and that is going to be one he's going to be very happy with, considering the drivers he's up against at the moment. And the only driver to cross the line is Maladikis after his spin at 11 and 12. But once again, a familiar sight. It's Corey on pole position.
Look at them gaps. First to 16th, separated by 1.1 seconds. This is a very close field. And like I said, you'll be seeing this all season long.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the Weislig, I have to say, brilliant performance.
Absolutely.
To go on the front row in the Toro Rosso. And
he just keeps impressing, doesn't he? He's one of the surprise packages, certainly, from the last couple of months. He came out of nowhere to win in Brazil, and he was comfortable as well. He did a superb job in that race. Kept it clean, had no penalties, and was able to get the win. And that's a crashed car they're all passing there. Yeah, that's not going well for that Mercedes.
Yeah, well, here we go. Confirmation of result, and you'll see the gaps now in a moment. Or not. Let's see. Will we get confirmation, or will we just go straight to the race? There's confirmation right there. Look how tight that is.
Yeah.
700 separating the top 3 drivers. And going down the field, you can see a 1.1 second separating 16 drivers. And that's the story of ILR2. It's Corey on pole, Weislig second, CSR Abidowan P3, Tierra Button in 4th, Bulletproof 5th, ZR Mercedes 6th, VSR Josh in 7th, Jake in 8th, Jordan in 9th, Maladikis riding out the top 10. Just outside the top 10 is Tao and Shimasi, George 13th, Adamako 14th, Goody in 15th, Tim Veg in 16th, Scott in 17th, Scuba in 18th, and Banana Time will round at the grid at the back, thanks to his crash.
So, this is where the important question comes in. Is it gonna rain? The ILR2 rain curse followed me into ILR5. And luckily,
I thought it was for a second there. It's very cloudy.
So maybe it's a me thing. Maybe this is just me that's causing the rain curse.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Well, there we go. It's my fault.
Well, here we are. We're waiting for the And actually, Jake is actually making a good point there. Corey did two quality laps on those ultra softs, so they're not gonna be in the best of shape. So he's gonna probably be stopping at the earliest of everyone in the top 10. And let's see if there's any alternate strategies. Of course, outside the top 10, you get free tire choice, and the first two drivers are Tao and Shimasi in 11th and 12th. Let's see what happens with that. Or we're just waiting for a couple of drivers to load in. We'll have a formation lap, of course. And let's get the detail up there. So, yeah, top 10, all on ultra softs. And only 2 drivers going for the softs. Surprise, surprise, Scott's gone for the softs.
Of course
as we would expect. And Banana Time's at the back there. But Corey in P1, Weisling P2, CSR Abidowan in P3, TR Button in 4th, Bulletproof in 5th. It's a hassle lockout on that road. Then we have the 2 Red Bulls of ZR Mercedes and VSR Josh. Then we have Jake in 8th position, Jordan in P9 in the Mercedes, and Maladikis riding at the top 10 in the Renault. Just outside the top 10 we have the first Sauber of Tao Shimasi in the other McLaren. Then we have George in P13, Adamako P14, the first of the Williams cars. Then we have Goody, Tim Veg, and then we have Scott, Scuba, and Banana Times. There is your grid One driver missing, and it is the championship contender from last season. It's Paga. He's missing.
Yes.
And we miss him already.
I know. What a shame. I was looking forward to seeing if he actually was as quick as we all thought again. Because, like I say, in ILR3 chat, we were not happy to have him. Believe me.
Well, I'm sure he would have walked away with the ILR3 championship, but that's not saying anything against the ILR3 guys, but he's just very quick. And speaking of the ILR3 champion, that's who Goody is. He was the Season 3 ILR3 champion. He's in P15. So he's got to learn the ropes of ILR2. He's already driven a few times last season in ILR2, so now he's got a full-time drive in here. And then we're going to see the pack backed up as Corey, he wants to make sure that he's not sitting on the grid for ages. And wait for the grid to line up.
This always takes so long. Like, ugh, I always get super nervous for this. Because I've seen a few races this week where people are thinking about lap 29 and not, you know, lap 1. Happened in ILR5 a few times. You saw a few cars facing the wrong way, 2 Cybers having total disasters. So hopefully,
well,
it's a little cleaner. Especially ILR1 as well was quite dirty. But anyway, I'll let you take this one.
Times, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The start of Season 4 is about to get underway with 5 red lights. Lights out and we're underway. It's a good start from Wisely from the second row, but he just can't quite get the traction. Corey gets a good start from the first row there. Wisely having a look on the inside of the turn number 1. And we have Tyrrell Button into third already. Great start from the Haas driver. CSR a bit when looking as we go up towards turn 3 now. There's a few cars scattering around in the background. It all looks clean so far. Nobody's been in the wall hard just yet. Corey leads from Wisely, from Tyrrell Button, from CSR. And Maladikis is already oh, there's been a crash behind. We've got a Mercedes and a Renault in the gravel. And that looks like, I think Jordan might have been involved there.
Yeah.
That was Jordan actually in the gravel trap there. And now it's like this Tim Veg. It's been a big crash. Big crash on the back straight there. You can just see Tim Veg in the wall there. And that's, I did say everybody got away cleanly, but not quite.
Yes, I think it was Jordan and Shamasi who took each other off the track there at turn 3. Must have been a little bit of late braking going
here we
on
go.
there.
George and Jake side by side into turn 11, and George gets the better. That's a good start from the 2 Saubers, actually. George and Tao. Jake had a big moment there. Mother of God. And here we go. Goody getting past. Goody with a great start, by the way. He's up 5. They're 3 wide already into turn 14.
Yeah.
And Goody's up 5 positions from where he started in 15th place. That's a good start from him. But Corey leads after lap 1. It's Wisely second. It's Tierra Button third. It's Bulletproof in 4th. And CSR Abidwin in P5. ZR Mercedes in 6th. VSR Josh in 7th. And we have Tao, George and Goody rounding out the top 10. And it's all in a nice train. And Wisely, he's keeping Corey honest. He's keeping about 4 tenths behind. He's going to wait for that DRS. And here we go. Bulletproof having a little look on Tierra Button into turn 3. The 2 Haas drivers getting nice and close together. And let's see how that one unfolds. We're 1 lap into this race, and a nice train beginning to form behind the Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not pulling away a little bit more. He's they're all using sort of the same ERS as well. Got to keep an eye on it during the race. They'll be saving at different points, but to stay a train like that so early, especially
Bulletproof down the inside. He was in mode 4, but he's gone too deep, and Jake already out of the race. There's been a big shunt back there at the exit of turn.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. 11 and 12. The Red Bull going raw.
And off the track goes Tierra Button. That was never going to work there. He manages to keep it out, just about out of the wall, cuts the track, and comes back on. That was always going to be messy.
Jordan, end of the wall, out of the race.
Dear. Here we go. Shamasi involved as well. Keep it calm, boys. Lap 1 was fine. Lap 2 didn't end well. Lap 2 did not end well. Oh, we got another one, I think. I just saw one coming on the grass there. I thought I saw something, but it was just a bit of dust being kicked up, thankfully.
Yeah.
Right.
Got VSR Josh going for it.
Yeah,
around the outside.
On the outside of turn 1. That's not going to work. Tao with the fastest lap, by the way. He's up behind these guys already. So yes. Tao's on a real charge here, the Austrian. Keep an eye on that Red Bull, though, on the outside of turn 3. He's going to outbrake the Force Indy, go right round the outside of the Force Indy. He's going to switch to the inside for turn 4. That's a nice move from the Red Bull.
P4 and 5 already. They're really getting up the field there.
Whoa, but I wonder... Look at Corey. Why is
Yeah,
he
he's
having a real look at
close.
Corey?
He's really
And
gonna
Corey's
go
really
for it. This is for the lead.
Oh, he's in mode 4. Onto the outside. This is not going to work. He's going to go right around the outside. Corey squeezes him onto the grass. That was never going to work. Bulletproof takes over. He's into the wall as they go through turn 10. And Bulletproof takes P2. I think it was just a little bit of a squeeze from Corey there.
Look at see if Weislich actually makes the next corner. He's got all that dirt in his tires. He was okay there, but yeah, I wonder if we're already going to have a few Stewart's inquiries. I'm sure Charlie has got his head in his hands seeing all this carnage at the start of the race.
Talking of which, Bulletproof's going to have a real look at Corey. Corey does not look happy on those tyres.
Yeah, I thought he was a bit slow on the start. You don't really see trains that big, but his ultras must be absolutely burnt to a crisp. Because here's the DRS of Bulletproof, and I have a feeling this isn't going to be that hard.
Yeah, more forward to the inside, dummies to the inside. A beautiful move from Bulletproof down the inside of turn 1, and he's made that stick. That is a beautiful bit of driving from Bulletproof. Well done, sir.
Here comes Weislich. He's going for it as well. He's right up Corey's rear end. He's going to try. Is he on the inside? Yeah, he is.
Big dive.
Oh, wow. He's got it done, though.
Nicely done, Weislich there, and gives Corey a little bit of a nudge on the front line to say, thanks for squeezing me earlier, mate.
Corey now off onto the grass. He's losing the rear end here. He's going to have ZR Mercedes passing him in a second as well. Corey's tyres are absolutely destroyed on this start.
Those two quality laps did not help. Look at the blisters, actually. You can actually see them on the left-hand side of the tyre, just on the inside sidewall. You can just see that little bit of indentation. And
keep it clean,
also,
guys.
just in the background, well, actually, ZR would almost ended the same way as the Haas right there. ZR Mercedes, he needs to run Corey sideways through turn 11 and 12. This is going to be an easy move for ZR Mercedes. Around the outside of turn 13.
What about Josh as well?
Josh maybe couldn't quite get it done. A little bit of sideways action from the Red Bull.
Ty
Corey is just... Yeah,
sorry.
Tau's got past, actually.
Yeah.
Tau's on a real charge right here. This is a good drive from Tau. He started outside the top 10 and in comes Corey. And also the Force India of CSR follows in as well. And as usual, George likes to come from nowhere. He's already inside the top 10. Right, Corey onto the softs. And out on the same compound as the Force India as well.
Here's Scott.
And also... Ooh,
P9.
That was Scott, yeah. Yeah, good job. He started down the back as well. These two guys were down the back. He's having a nice little battle. We got a yellow flag at sector 3.
Simple
and that is for Maledictus. 11 and 12 once again.
Weislich is right on Bulletproof in the lead, and the two Red Bulls are really close as well. There's about a second separating the top 3. The top 4, sorry.
Tau's hanging in the background. He's 1.5 behind. He wants to get in on this action. But Bulletproof is now forming this little train. Weislich wants to get past. He's in mode 3.
I'll tell you what.
To watch his mirrors.
Tell you what, Bulletproof's got no ERS left. This might leave him a sitting duck.
Yeah, he's saving his ERS. He used it all up trying to get past Corey. And he's going to be very vulnerable. Weislich was very wide at a turn 12. He's going to go for the lead. Massively quicker. Watch for the other Red Bull. He had to pull out of that one. That almost ended in tears. Weislich takes the lead of the Australian Grand Prix in the Toro Rosso once again.
Bullet in the gravel.
Oh, he lost it on the way in the turn.
Massive tank slapper.
Tau takes P4 now in the Alfa Romeo Sauber. And now watch for the two Red Bulls. This could get spicy between Josh and ZR Mercedes. And this is turning into one hectic race. Bulletproof is into the pit lane.
So it's a Red Bull 1, 2, 3 then. Good start for them. They're keeping their tires well.
Oh, here we go. George on TR Button around the outside of turn 1. Nice move. He's gone way too deep there. The Spaniard takes to the gravel, challenging his Carlos Sainz Sr. And comes back out on into P7. And Scott's right behind, actually. There he is.
Up to P8 now.
He did this last year. He did this last year and won. So keep an eye out for him.
Well, yeah. He's on the right tires. These actually can go the full race distance. And, you know, he can leave it super late to pit and only have to do a couple of laps, and maybe we can build a gap or whatever when he actually gets into the lead, because he should do it at this rate. Then he could well be a factor later on.
Well, things have slightly settled down at the front for now.
Yeah.
Weislich holds on from ZR Mercedes. Nice helicopter shots that I'm getting, that you're probably not getting.
I've got one of Weislich, yes.
Yep, onto the brakes. Not quite close enough. That, of course, they added another DRS section this year down that straight towards turn 13. And let's see if Weislig comes in this lap. His tyre's looking a little bit blistered, but can be dealt with. These guys are going to stay out a little bit longer. ZR Mercedes, he's getting closer.
Yeah,
DRS open on the Red Bull. And let's see, he's
real
into mode
chance.
3. He's going to have a look at him down the inside of turn 1. He's going to get it done before the corner. Onto the brakes. Weislig tries to hold on, but ZR Mercedes takes the lead. But watch out for Weislig on the way out. He gets a big oversteer moment. And let's see if VSR Josh can maybe take that away from him. As these guys battle, of course, Tao is closing in. And Josh couldn't quite get the move done right there. So ZR Mercedes now takes the lead of the ILR2 Season 4 opener here in Australia.
Yeah.
And suddenly, now suddenly Weislig's looking vulnerable.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Ty isn't closing as much as you imagined. You just got to remember, though, he is the first driver on the ultimate strategy, so he's gonna be a little slower. Even though these guys are fighting, it will take a while for them to, you know, climb their way up. Oh, he's in the wall!
And Weislig lost it up ahead as well.
Yeah.
And VSR Josh now takes P2. So as we were saying, Tao piles in the wall, and Weislig also loses the back end on the way out of turn 10.
Well, caught one of them at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as we're saying, Tao is now going to be overtaken by Goody, who's come out of nowhere, down the inside.
Look at this. For
the ILR3 champion, and somehow Tao holds it on the outside of turn 13, and now Goody gets through into P4, and I don't know where Goody's come out of, honestly. He started P15, he's up to 4th, and he's the first of the Super Soft runners. ZR Mercedes in to the pit lane. Weislig follows. VSR Josh, of course, didn't want to get the double stack, so he's going to have to put in a lot of laps now. Goody will take P2 on track, but now Tao's coming back at him now, so this could be a nice little battle between Tao and Goody.
Yeah, but is there front wing damage for Ty after that collision with a wall? I think there might be on the right hand side. It's hard to tell because you've got the halo on the onboard. It's a lot more difficult to see. I don't think there is visual damage anyway, but yeah, certainly not the best situation for him to be in. I don't see him actually challenging Goody.
Interestingly enough, Corey's come out in front of ZR Mercedes.
Yeah, but so is Abby. Look where Abby is going for it as well, and bulletproof ahead of Weislig. There's been a lot of
he's
change.
gone on the inside. Oh, that was a little bit. But technically, Corey's taken the net race lead then.
Well, we have to wait to see how this all plays out. But yeah, it's interesting.
Technically, he has.
Yeah.
Now CSR are having a look at ZR Mercedes. Here we go down towards turn 9 and 10 here. I don't think he's going to be able to find a way through. ZR Mercedes on fresh tyres now. It's going to be difficult for him. And Tao couldn't find a way past Goody. Let's see if VSR Josh is probably going to come in this lap. And in he comes then. And where he's going to come out is the real question now. So now Goody's going to take the lead of the ILR2 season opener here in Australia. Followed by Tao, followed by George.
Well, into a position he's more used to than Goody. He knows how to lead races. He can control the pace, and hopefully he can defend from Ty a little bit. I've raced him a lot in ILR3 in the past. I know he's good, so yeah, this is...
Oh, it's tight with his teammate, I can tell you that right now. He comes out just behind. He's going to get caught by Bulletproof. He goes straight across the gravel to avoid contact. I think he did that to avoid the contact in turn 1. But CSR has got himself right involved in this little battle. He's actually managed to jump Bulletproof and Weislig as a result of all that. And he's having a look at VSR Josh now. He couldn't quite get past ZR Mercedes, and Josh just about pipped him. But they've come out 3 seconds adrift of Corey.
He's now on Shimasi as well.
Yeah. But bear in mind, he's on he's on 4-lap old tyres compared to these guys who are on fresh ones. But he's got a decent gap to them. Here we go, Shimasi. He's going to have to... I think he's not going to defend that one too hard. He backs out of that one. Smart move. But Corey's almost out of battery, actually. As you can see there, he's pushing pretty hard. I think he was doing that to try and get out in front of the Red Bulls. So now he technically leads this race. He's got Adam Mackel next. Then we have Scott in 4th, George in 3rd, Tao in 2nd, and Goody, who's now pulled a 1.3 second lead.
Oh no! Corey's into the back of Adam Mackel. Front wing damage on the right hand side.
Front wing damage. Disaster.
He'll get past anyway, but he's had a little bit of a bottle there. Bit of a disaster class there. Hopefully he still has the speed, but that's going to be so difficult to try and drive with for the rest of the race.
Yeah. And you can just see in the background, there's the Red Bull of ZR Mercedes. And you can just see Shimasi's now trying to just get past Adamako here. They're on the same strategy. They're on 9-lap-old super softs. They're battling for positions lower down in the grid. And let's see, Bulletproof trying to get past CSR, just can't find a way past. Wisely kind of dropped away a little bit after all of that. And we're on lap 10 of 29 here. And,
a lot
let's see,
of strategy still to go here.
yeah, definitely. We still have the super soft runners to stop, and of course, Scott to stop. He's the first runner on the soft tyres, who started on the soft tyres. And he's actually the only one who's kept himself on the same...
Oh, this is getting close for P6.
Yeah,
Oh, instead of
this are just
he's
taking
got...
two. He's got two. That was ZR Mercedes, actually.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Adam Mackel's still trying to hold on the inside. He goes trying to go around the outside of turn 14.
Nice
that is a
driving.
really tough move. Nice driving from ZR Mercedes. Opportunistic as you like, taking two cars in one corner, and takes to P2. And he's now catching Corey rapidly.
Yeah. So they got 1.7. That should close down pretty quickly with our front wing damage. It's gonna really cost Corey here in the end. It's on the right hand side, so yeah.
Yeah,
He got a little bit
hinder him.
too impatient, didn't he? We've seen it happen so many times where he shouldn't really be taking the risks, but he's raced like Belgium, for example, last year, where he should have won that race. He stuck it in the wall instead. He's very good at making mistakes. He needs to iron it out if he's going to have a chance at the title this year. But
yeah. Oh, VSR Josh down the inside. Oof, that's a tough place to do that. And he's going to lose out to Bulletproof now. He's actually just picked up a penalty through that corner. So here comes Bulletproof. He's almost out of battery once again. He gets a little bit of squeeze to the grass. Has to back out of that one.
brilliant helicam shots showing all that. I wish we could just follow that helicopter the whole way around the track, to be honest. But yeah, this is getting
Josh
close.
going to try it into 11 and 12? No.
This is oh, he's headed.
Oh, he actually punts him. He punts him straight off the track.
Oh,
and into the gravel.
Corey's in the wall!
Oh, well, he's absolutely bottled it royally. Corey into the wall at 11 and 12, gifting ZR Mercedes the lead, and he's left the session.
Just as I was saying it. Just as I said it. He's gone and proven it.
George
dear, Corey.
Pitts from third. And these two guys are still out here. And Scott, by the way, P3. He's done 11 laps on the softs. He's going to be going a long way into this race.
Well, the Super should go about 12, 13 laps, so Goody and Ty should be in soon. And honestly, Scott could legit go to like lap 25 or whatever if he really needs to, and just stick on ultras for the last few laps. But we'll see what he decides to do. He's got plenty of options, and he'll have the track to himself to get some good speed.
Yeah, so ZR Mercedes takes the net race lead by 2.3 seconds. The battle for seconds really on though between Josh, Bulletproof and CSR.
Yeah.
And Wiselig, who suddenly found a burst of pace.
Well, while they've all been crashing into
CSR.
each other, that's going to help Wiselig quite a lot, because I imagine Charlie's just, he's given up. There's been that many incidents in this race, and they'll all be getting reported, I imagine, because there's just been people just putting each other off. And yeah, the winner today is going to be the guy who keeps it cleanest, and there's Wiselig making the move up into P7.
Nice move.
So now a podium.
Now on the podium, the two racers on track pit. So that's Goody and Tao. And now Scott takes the race lead momentarily for Ferrari.
So with no Corey in the picture, then where are these two going to come out? Because they should be with Button, right behind him. I think George is too far away, so they're 9th and 10th, 8th and 9th. Sorry, they can still challenge for this, can't they? They have got a gap. What's the gap to the leaders? They've got 13, 14 seconds respectively. They can get right into this. Especially with Scott, who will be inevitably holding these guys up for a long time.
Yeah, because ZR Mercedes is now closing into him. He's already a second behind him. 12-lap-old softs versus 5-lap-old softs. It's a no-brainer who's going to win this one, but I don't think Scott's going to let him buy it too easy.
I'm sure he won't. And yeah, expect this to get interesting soon, because ZR Mercedes will inevitably be stuck behind for at least 1 or 2 DRS zones. VSR Josh will inevitably catch up as a result of that with Bulletproof in tow. So this could get pretty tasty for the lead still.
Yep, and he's caught him in the non-ideal place really, because he's got to wait for the pit straight to really make a move on him here. So he's going to hold on. Of course, Scott has every right to fight for his position.
Yep.
But you can see just the difference. And here he comes, ZR Mercedes taking the lead from Scott. Easily done. DRS pass before turn 1, and he's cut the corner, and that was a 3-second time penalty.
That was unnecessary.
We got a yellow flag in sector 2. Let's have a look, and that was just momentarily. I think it's all good now. It's oh, Bulletproof. I think just hit the back of Josh there into turn 3. So that's not going to help. I don't think he picked up damage, but Bulletproof, he's picked up a lot of penalties, so he's not going to be happy with that one. But, Josh, as a result of Scott holding him up, he's managed to get a little bit closer to his teammate. It's currently a Red Bull 1-2, and we're just reaching half distance next lap by.
Yeah.
And
so
Josh, a lot more racing to come.
Yeah, Josh really needs to get past here, and he will do. Look at the run he's got on Scott. Scott's got absolutely nothing to fight with.
Yeah. And it's straight past and goodbye, thank you very much, says Josh, and he now goes chasing after his teammate. He's got 1 lap newer tyres, which may help him in the later stages.
Yeah.
But Bulletproof needs to find a way past now. Let's see what he can do. He needs the run, and he has got that. Scott's got DRS2, and a lot more battery to use if he wants to stay in front. Now, who's that coming out? That looks like Banana Time. He's going to get right in the way. That was almost... Oh, he's actually collided with... he actually hit Josh, I think. There was a little bit of collision there between them.
Scott's been held up a load.
Yeah, and...
oh!
Yeah, it's right in the way of Weisling, and Weisling hits him in the rear and gets wing damage.
That was
not necessary.
Yep. And he still holds him up. He should have just let him through. Oh, he's on the grass. Yeah, oh, this is so awkward. And there's Abby as well. Does he see him? Oh, Abby's off the track. This is so awkward for these guys.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately. And the gap up front increases to 2 seconds. But I will check actually if Josh has a penalty. Because our leader has a penalty, a 3-second one.
Yes. Could be crucial.
Let's have a look then. So, we have ZR Mercedes in P1, of course, and Josh in P2. Have a look for VSR Josh. I don't think he does, as far as I can see. He's got a warning. Got 1 warning. 2 warnings.
So it's advantage Josh, then.
Yeah, he's on the cusp, but as far as I can see, I'm not seeing a penalty. So technically speaking,
Bulletproof just got one as well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of penalties. So technically, VSR Josh is in the net race lead
Yeah.
At this point in time. So he just needs to kind of stick with ZR Mercedes and not get a penalty. And he is on 2 warnings. He's got to be very careful.
Well, it's easier said than done, isn't it? Let's see how you can do that. I'm sure his Jeffrey on the radio will be telling him that probably. He does notify drivers of penalties, so I'm sure he'll know. But yeah, just needs to keep it clean now. He knows that this is now in his hands. Anything that ZR Mercedes does, he doesn't care, but as long as he doesn't get any penalties.
Tao's lost it at turn 10. I just watched that happen the whole way. Spun up the rears and
hit
it's
the wall
into the
again.
wall. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He was chasing after Goody, who, as I just mentioned him, gets a 3-second time penalty. So that's happened, and now Weisling on the back of Scott, but he has now CSR right up behind him now.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
So now, Josh closing in a little bit on ZR Mercedes here. On lap 17. 2 Red Bulls lead from a Haas from Ferrari, who's yet to stop. But
Scott is so slow.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's enjoying it nonetheless. Here comes Wisely on the inside of the Ferrari. CSR is going to just take a late lunge. Scott sees that coming, leaves him the space, and backs out of that one for him. So that ended well for those 2 guys, and Scott drops away. He's done 16 laps on those soft tyres, and is yet to make a stop.
I'm in the chat right now. Look who's arrived. It's Paga. Would you like a little explanation to why? Yeah, you're in the chat and not on the track, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So gap flitting up and down between ZR Mercedes and Josh here. 1.3 the gap now. Scott gets a penalty, and Bulletproof just hanging in there, but he is gonna drop a ways down the field. I think he has at least about 9 seconds worth of penalties, because corner cutting is on strict. Oh, Josh, big moment there. Manages to catch it. Let's see, this battle between CSR and Wisely still rages on as CSR taps the wall on the way out. A little bit of tyre on wall contact, no harm done. Just have a look in the background. We see TR Button and Goody as well. A little battle going on there. And Goody showing himself in the mirrors.
Goody got the fresher tyres as well. He shouldn't find this too hard. His tyre gets a penalty. He's went to ultras, so maybe a fastest lap attempt, but really not much more than that. To be honest, I don't see them getting to the end.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed.
Button.
TR Button, massive moment. He's on. I mean, Goody's on almost 6 lap newer tyres.
Yeah.
So this shouldn't be a problem for him. TR Button is just going to struggle really badly for grip now. And if this is the case, as you can see how bad they're struggling, the guys up front are going to be struggling shortly as well.
I mean, Goody should be able to get used to them tyres, especially for like the Scott. You'll get Scott pretty soon as well. Even Abby as well. Look how much fresher his tyres are compared to him, and Bulletproof with his loads of penalties. He could be right up there at the end of this race. And CSR, look how close he's got to Weisig as well. So if they start fine, it just slows them down even more.
So, into the last few corners then. CSR has got to get the run out of this last corner. Almost taps the wall on the way out. He does have DRS, but it's actually a little bit more effective down this next straight. Bulletproof gets another penalty to add to his tally. And CSR a bit wide there. You got to be careful not to run too wide there, because that will give you a penalty, as I have noticed before. Wisely holds on for now.
What about Goody on Button?
He's looking. He's hardly going to go for a dive there. He's got plenty of ERS to use compared to Button. Yep, he's got a little bit more ERS to use.
And way more tyres to use as well.
Yep, but right now he's not able to find a way past. So let's see. Can he get past these? Of course, the ILR3 champion, and Mercedes gets another penalty. Okay, so that puts Josh in the prime position then.
Puts Weisig in the frame as well.
Yeah, it does put him in the frame. It does indeed. But just knows Josh is running very low on battery.
Oh, but here goes Abby. I think Weisig must have made a little mistake. I was watching it, but I must have had a little bit of an off moment there. I was watching Abby more than Weisig, but there he's through anyway.
So this is technically the fight for third then. Thanks to Bulletproof's penalties, so CSR is currently in third.
Well, just my fault. This could be even a fight for second at this straight if ZR Mercedes keeps getting penalties. They're almost in that 6
seconds.
Yeah. Scott in the pits.
Finally.
And the no stop didn't happen then.
Yeah, well. No, we probably saved that for a later date. But he will. He's going to stay in the points, actually, I think. Yeah, he's going to stay in 10th. Just about. Yeah, he'll come out in front of Scuba there. Yep. So he is in 10th. He is on the Super Softs. And he's the only driver in the top 10 on those Super Soft tyres. Tao, of course, on the Ultra Softs, but he's, at this point, just trying for fastest lap.
Yeah. Button's a bit onto the grass there. Gives Goody more of an opportunity, but there's just nowhere to pass in this area of the track. He keeps showing himself in the mirrors. I mean, it's all well and good doing that, but that actually can affect your line into the corner. And affect
Yeah.
you quite badly, actually, so probably not the best idea to be doing that. But we'll see now, if we turn 11-12, can Goody get a better exit this time? And maybe have a go. It's just not close enough.
No, he's sticking in the same ERS mode. He needs to kind of up the output a little bit. He's sticking in mode 3, and needs that little bit extra to get past here. He needs to run out of the last corner, slingshot down towards turn 1, which lines himself up for turn 3 to make a move. So he's got to be thinking about turn 3 at this point.
Still only on 3. You got Button only on 2. That's not really that much of a gain he's making. Surely he'll flick it up to 4 or 5 down here. Or is it even
not close enough this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not close enough. Think about a little dive there. He goes late on the brakes, but he's just not able to find a way past. And this is just wearing his tyres out.
Yeah, he's not been able to use that massive advantage he's being given with them tyres. Isaac as well looks to still be struggling. He was closing up a little bit earlier, but now he's closing back down, or sorry, falling further back now. Just struggling on them tyres.
Yeah, VSR Josh closing in on his team as well. He's 1.1 behind now. He kind of wants to take this on track just to hold the bragging rights.
Yeah.
Say, I would have won anyway, even if he didn't have the penalty. And I think he just wants to cover himself just in case he does pick up a few penalties as well. So he wants to keep that push on. Goody onto the grass on the way out of 12. But again, he's not close enough.
Yeah. He needs to start doing something about this ERS deployment, sorry. I mean, if he puts it up to 4 for the main straight and the back straight, he can use his DRS slingshot into turn 1 and 2. He should be okay to get the move done, but for some reason he's just not doing that.
Oh, it's a poor line through the last corner as well. That's not going to help him out either. He needs this slipstream. He needs a mega run through turn 1 and 2 to have any sort of chance. Carry the speed. That's much better that time. But is he close enough?
Needs to put the ERS up. It's not putting it up.
No, he's going to have maybe think about a little late dive, but still not close enough.
This is weird. He really should be taking advantage of this extra ERS. He still saves, look. I mean,
yes.
It's weird. I would do that once I've got past him. No point sitting behind him doing that. You're just losing the opportunity to pass people ahead. He hasn't got that long left to get himself further up. He's got 8 laps. He's got so much better tyres. You know, he needs to take advantage.
Josh just got the penalties as I was on board with him. But he has got another penalty in hand. CSR picks up one as well.
Yeah.
So Josh needs to get past. He's got under that 1 second bracket. He's just about within DRS range. DRS detection is just round this corner. You'll see the line on the track, just there at the entrance of the pit lane. So he will have DRS, and he does indeed have DRS.
Oh, DRS failure, I think. He's got to pass him.
DRS failure.
Old
yes,
school.
DRS failure forward VSR Josh. It looks like, unless he just didn't activate it. Listen to the beep.
There is no beep.
Yeah, no DRS.
So
he's got a DRS failure.
He's gonna have to do this, like I said, the old school way.
Good, he's close this time. Very close this time. He was 2/10 behind him on the way up to turn 1, but he lost out because he went deep. So here he goes. Can he maybe have a little pop on the brakes? He didn't get it this time. He just can't find a way past.
This is getting quite agonising. He's still not putting up his ERS, but Button's making a few errors there. It might put him a bit wide, but actually it's more Goody going wide there than Button. He's just not able to find a way past.
Let's keep an eye on the battle up front as well between ZR Mercedes and Josh. It's getting closer. But as you can see, Josh has very little deployment. And there's the DRS. It is back. So maybe he forgot about it.
Who knows? He's got it now. Game on.
Game on. A little bit of a oversteer moment there. Now, of course, ZR Mercedes has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Josh has 3, but he needs to get past to give himself a buffer just in case he makes a few mistakes. And of course, this is where the 1 lap fresher tyres come into play. He's a big moment out of the final corner. He's in the dirty air now, and it's starting to affect him.
Yeah, they just cannot chase each other in these dirty air conditions. It's weird. DRS down here as well. Not enough ERS to really go full on attack with.
Flick back to Goody for a moment. as he closes in up towards turn 1, shows himself in the mirrors, but as you said, compromises his own
Yeah,
line through
look
that
how
corner and loses
yeah.
out.
He can't keep doing that if he wants that place.
Yeah, and he's not doing himself any favours. And Button goes deep though, so that'll help him a little bit. And Bulletproof with another penalty. I don't know how he's picking all these up. That must be a new record.
Well, I've said it a few times, it never really actually happens. There's a certain limit you can go to before they just flat out black flag you. But
Yeah.
I thank God he's got this now.
Yeah,
look at the
definitely
closing
now.
speed. Surely he must go for it. He's been sticking his nose up there the whole time.
Down the inside.
Down the inside.
No.
Still not done.
He's going to have to do it in 11 and 12. He's alongside. This is going to maybe end in tears. Wisely picks up a penalty, but again, he knocks up the ERS, but somehow Button just holds on. And here we go, 11 and 12. He picks up a penalty for his fumble, and they're going to be contacted into the wall. And they somehow almost survive, and into the wall goes TR Button. George picks up the pieces and takes P6.
Come on, man. That's not how you overtake. You should have saw that coming. It was inevitably going to be so much slower for you there. You could see it. He shouldn't have pushed that hard. And he's he's got the punishment for it.
And here they come to lap the ghosting car of Corey, who unfortunately crashed out in 11 and 12 while in the net race lead. And now Josh within 0.3 of a second of his teammate. Penalties are involved, of course. And Scott now into P9 as TR Button takes a pit stop. Yeah, that was always going to end in tears through 11 and 12. You saw it coming.
I was on board with Goody the whole time. He should have backed off. You could see that was going to happen, but yeah, he didn't. He apparently didn't notice. But oh well. Josh isn't close enough to go for a move really right now, but Wiselig is still there on Abbey. He's quite close to 11 and 12. If he can get a good run out of 12, he might have a chance.
Yeah, this is technically for third, thanks to the amount of penalties Bulletproof has got. The DRS down this straight needs to line himself up pretty much for turn 3 by now. Needs to be thinking later on the lap. There's no way through here. You're just getting a wash of dirty air as you're following in this tight, twisty section. Gets right up on his gearbox into the last corner. And gets a little bit on the curb, which will unsettle him a little bit. And you can see CSR already going defensive down this straight. ERS deployment gets turned up to the wick. Onto the brakes. Now Wiselig needs this run. And he has a decent run out of there. Good traction now. He needs to knock up the ERS deployment once again to have a go into turn 3. Is he going to be able to do so? He's going to have a little think about a pop, but nope. And he needs to sit behind now for a few more corners.
Goody nowhere near move on George. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
yeah, George on course for another good result. He always likes to come from outside the top 10 to finish in the points.
He's good at that, isn't he? Yeah.
Very good at that.
Good
Not
tires
a great qualifier,
as well.
but Zerm says with another penalty, and that's pretty much sealed his fate, pretty much.
Yeah.
9 seconds worth of penalties. Josh is going to be punching the air already.
Wiselig then. Here we go again. Just can't get the run through 12. He keeps going wide in 11. It really affects his DRS through here. Still not using his ERS.
Yeah. Oh, Goody didn't get the run on George either.
Yeah.
So
he just can't follow.
Yeah.
Oh, puncture for Abbey! Puncture for Abbey!
Oh, he's pushed it to 21 laps he did on those softs, and he's punctured.
Well,
right, these guys are going to be pushing it to the limit then with the tyre life.
I'm really surprised about that. Let's see how Bulletproof gets on. He's going to be kind of worried if he's got the stream on in the background, seeing that.
Well then, George takes P5.
That's quite surprising to see that happen, really.
Yeah, now also we've got to keep an eye on Bulletproof because he's on 21 laps as well.
It was rear left that went for Abbey.
He was very lucky to just puncture right outside the pit lane so he could just dive in straight away. So very, very lucky to have that happen. But these guys have got to be worried now.
Yeah. What about the leaders? Will they be aware that that's happened? They will need to possibly tone it down a little bit. 21 laps is when it first went. That could obviously vary on pushing. Maybe he's on a pad or a wheel. I don't know. But Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of factors could go into that, but anyway, they'll be on their toes at least.
yeah. Got 2 laps left, so the tyres should hold on until that. ZR Mercedes is going to be pushing it to the limit. Josh should be okay. He's got 1 lap fresher tyres. Shimasi 3-second time penalty. Bulletproof, he seems to be really struggling for traction.
No
Just
punctures of
spinning up
yet.
the rears.
It's one of the
Josh,
bad things about the game, actually. You can't look back when you're on board. It makes it really difficult to see what's going on, unfortunately.
used to be able to do that on the last game.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
That's how we could tell the likes of Paga's puncture in Brazil. You're able to look
Yeah.
instantly behind, see that. Now it's more difficult, but Josh, as you say, right there now.
Yeah, definitely right there. If the penalties weren't involved, this would be really exciting. But unfortunately, penalties have put a dampener on this. But I'm going to enjoy the battle nonetheless. Let's hope that it doesn't end in tears.
Oh, yeah. Red Bull 1-2, they want to keep that.
Yeah, can't quite see the blistering, but in certain bits of light you can. ZR says he's going a tiny bit defensive into 11 and 12, interestingly. Now you can see the blisters in the sight on the left-hand side, especially on VSR Josh's car there. Sector 1, Tiro button out on the final lap. What's happened to him? Oh, oh my goodness me, there's a car upside down at turn 1. He's gone straight on in the gravel trap. That's a horrible crash.
Oh, wow.
Oh my lord.
Ooh, that is ugly. The
He
two
flipped
leaders
the
are going to
car.
see that. The two leaders are going to see that on the second as well. What are they going to think?
How can you concentrate when you see an upside down Haas in the gravel trap up ahead?
Yeah.
You'll see it now.
Wow.
On Mercedes. Look at that car.
What on the earth is going on there? Oh, and Scott as well. What?
Oh, he's gone 11 and 12. He's gone 11 and 12 as well, I think.
Another
Yeah.
victim. The two Ferraris meeting their fate down there today.
And by the way, we are on the final lap of this race. ZR Mercedes leads on track, but he has got penalties, so unfortunately it's put a dampener on this battle. But can Josh maybe mount a challenge in the final couple of sectors? It's almost reminiscent of last season when we had a battle in the final lap between Scott and Paga, but Scott unfortunately bins it on the final lap. And we now have a battle between the two Red Bulls of Josh and ZR Mercedes. I don't think Josh is close enough to mount a challenge. He'll know anyway that he's got this race in the bag.
I want to see how Bulletproof is doing as well, because he's on 23 lap old tires now. He'll be right on the edge of it exploding.
Yeah.
I am getting loads of notifications, so sorry if you can see that black box covering the gaps. It's not that major, the gap. It's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, here we go then. The end of the season opener. Come to a head. It's a Red Bull 1-2. ZR Mercedes rounds the final corner to take the race on track. Comes to the line. He wins on track, but I think it's VSR Josh who wins the season opener of ILR2 here in Australia. Great race from those two guys. He wins by 5 seconds. Bulletproof will cross the line in 3rd position, but I think it's going to be Wisely who'll get a podium out of this one. Here he comes then to the line. Still a battle between George and Goody going on, but George gets the better. Wisely gets a podium. Will George get 4th position? He comes to the line. Yes, he does. But
Goody's
Goody
4th.
pips him as well. Goody is 4th. What a result on his debut. Shimasi takes P7. CSR can only manage when he takes 7th as Shimasi gets a penalty. Scuba will take 9th after starting at the back of the grid. I think he'll be happy with that one. He comes to the line and takes
out of fuel.
9th.
Out of fuel.
Oh, he's crawling to the line and gets it 9th. And Tao, P10, will take points.
Might be a little bit of a worrisome time with Adam Mako as well. Might be penalties involved there. There's only a 2.5 between them, and Ty is struggling through that last corner.
Yeah, he's done 12 laps on the Ultra Softs.
Yeah.
So across the line, he will take P10, and that's it. The season opener is done, and a very interesting and chaotic race, and sets us up nicely for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's been a very enjoyable race, and that's a Red Bull 1-2-3. The Red Bull family very thrilled with that one, I imagine. And
And
can't
a British
say,
1-2-3.
yeah, can't say I really expected that from the race today. Once again, as we've seen before, the top guys really just they don't have it this season. Really, all the newcomers are just here, and they are taking the charge, and they are the front runners.
Yeah, and here's your confirmation of results. You'll get that in a moment. And there it is. VSR Josh. Look at all the penalties. VSR Josh takes the win from ZR Mercedes. Wisely takes P2, and Goody from 15th on the grid takes 4th. George as well, 13th on the grid to 5th. Bulletproof takes 6th with 26 seconds of penalties.
Oh, wow.
CSR takes P7. Shimasi 8th. And then we have Scuba in 9th and Tau in 10th. I think it was actually Banana Time who was the only one not to get a penalty. So good job by him. And of course, all those DNFs listed below. Your pole sitter Corey did not make it to the finish, and a few others as well, binning it on the final lap. Well, it is VSR Josh who takes the honours today, and we'll be back next week, of course, for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Yes, I think it is. And
Unless I'm horribly mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's Bahrain.
yes, I think it's Bahrain.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm being chased up by my other league. I'm a bit late, so I must get moving.
Yeah.
No time for
Late there, I
interviews,
suppose.
unfortunately.
No,
Uh,
unfortunately.
yeah, maybe for the shorter races we can, but I don't know, not this week, unfortunately. Still, good race by all the guys, and I need to go, so we have to end the stream now.
Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching.
Good night, everybody.